Hello everybody, I am Alpha, here with another video for you today, and this is my latest blaster build. Here's a prophecy. This is 100% a kit build. I have done a few tweaks to it so far, but most of them are still yet to happen. I got asked, why are you building a prophecy when you have the skills to do some DIY stuff? I have a few reasons, but first let me go over the blaster and what we've got. Up front, we start with a nice short barrel up here because I wanted to keep it low power. Goes into a metal receiver here, metal bolt sled, which connects to the priming arms on this. In the metal bolt sled, we have a silver breech. The one that Worker first made was orange and blue, the whole kit, and I didn't like the look of it, so I got the silver one. Got a clear expanded plunger tube, which is really nice looking. Metal trigger, also in shiny red because everyone loves red. And a 20N spring. I got the 20N because I wanted it to be lower power. With a Scar barrel, this would be hitting around 150. Unfortunately, I don't have the Scar barrel as shipping problems mostly. But here is the stock, extendable Worker stock. I need to swap this out here for the polycarbonate one. It just matches better with the rest of the blaster. And I really like it. It's really nice and comfortable, although not as sturdy as the stock I used in my expanded plunger tube Retaliator. So I may swap over to the clear version of that later, just depending on a few things. But that can be suited to anyone, and it's got really nice coating, so that really makes it a good choice for me. Moving over to the main blaster, I chose this shroud mainly because of the looks. I like its just aggressive look versus the Honey Badger looking one. It's also rock solid and it's not going to move anywhere, which is really nice. I really like the fact that the priming bars are all internal. It's sort of an internal-external thing, as this bolts over the top of the centerpiece. Now, the reason I went with a kit build is because DIY, I didn't want to have to get multiple attachment points to swap out barrels. I could have just made an interlocking barrel system here, but that doesn't always work as well, and I could have definitely figured out a good way to do it, but I also wanted it to be able to be rugged and work pretty much anywhere. The goal for this is to take it to some of the rougher wars and keep it around the 200 FPS limit so that I don't have a minimum engagement distance. And just overall, I am trying to keep this as my go-to blaster for most games. Things I want to do in the future: get a hybrid barrel from Spectre. He makes these really cool brass inner, aluminium outer barrels, and those work really nice. I've heard. So I want to get one of them for this. I want to swap out the spring. I have a 25N, however, I want to get a couple of the other ones as well. I'm going to get probably a 30 centimeter barrel to go with it. This one is a bit shorter than 30 centimeters. Because this spring is quite a bit shorter than the 25N, it doesn't produce as much power, which isn't a problem. For longevity, it's great, but inside the blaster, there are two pads, one on each side of the plunger tube, which helps anyway. Just as long as I take off the stock in between games, it'll survive for a very long time, which is great. Another reason I chose the prophecy over doing it DIY. I could have just got the shell and done the rest DIY, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, the handle is amazing. On most of the Worker shells, I like the handle over Hasbro blasters due to just how big they are and the shape of their handles are really nice. Now, over here, the Picatinny, which puts this grip on, I had to sand that down on the top, so just a warning if you're getting one of these kits, you do have to sand the top down a bit. Didn't take too long, but it just something that you should probably take into account. Another thing I like about this kit is just the full rail along the top. I usually don't use rails all that often, but it does look really nice, and I plan on getting a few sights and such soon. Has room on the sides here for some more rail, And as usual, I run this thing with talons, so I'm going to be shortening this mag release soon as it's not going to be needed. I'm tempted to take it out entirely, but I do want to keep it just in case I need to get this out for maintenance or trying to ungem a dart or something like that. Another thing that is helpful about these, each of these bottom caps can be taken off, which allows you to store extra O-rings or whatever in case they come off. Don't store any metal, otherwise it's going to be rattling around, and that's not very nice. But yeah, another thing is the metal catch will eventually wear down this, but that is okay. I'm working on a solution. I'm tempted to make my own catch out of either polycarbonate or perhaps some Delrin or something. I just have to find out how I'm going to do that. Would 3D print it, but that definitely will not be strong enough, especially with the higher spring loads. And yeah, that's all so far. I will make an update video on this once the rest of the mods get done. Hope you all like this. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.